What's up, guys? In this video, I just wanted to talk to you about crushing your online classes. I know you've heard me talk about these principles probably time and time again, but the way you're approaching your in-person classes should not be much different from how you study online. Obviously, there'll be some differences, especially with logistics of getting to class and having to be on Zoom, etc. But the same principles for how you learn information is the same, because remember, you cannot rely on your professor to get an A in your class. You should go into your class expecting the professor is not going to be a good teacher, so I don't want to hear when you get a C or B in that class, it was your professor's fault, because you can absolutely still get an A without their help, because someone in that class is going to get that A, so why can't it be you? So this is what you're going to do. You're going to be ahead on your work, so before every single class or Zoom that you go to, you're going to have already pre-studied those slides, potentially put them into Anki flashcards, at least maybe done a Cornell note system where you're taking notes and asking yourselves questions in the notes. There'll be a video on the Cornell note-taking system if you haven't seen that already. And you're going to be doing active recall as well as practice questions. So if you have practice exams in your class, I want you bringing that out within the first week or two, looking at what they're going to be asking you on the real test, and start approaching your studying geared towards that test. Because the reality is, if you want to get good grade in your class, you need to be studying the most high yield information, and those practice tests are a great way to start figuring out what that's going to be. So don't wait till the very end to look at that practice test, be like, oh, so this is exactly what they wanted me to study the whole time, while you were reading tons and tons of textbook information that wasn't going to be relevant to the exam, and wasting time and being more stressed. So same principles applied. You could absolutely do this from home. I really want you guys, especially if you have to go to class, make sure you're studying the information beforehand. But if you don't have to go to class and it's recorded, then before you watch those recordings, also study that information on your own, and then you could use the recording as a way to just be a second pass through the material, where you are refreshing or filling in the gaps on your knowledge that you didn't get from studying it on your own. So this is going to be a flip on how most of you generally study, which is go to class, kind of pay attention, and then try and learn it later that night. We're going to be hitting it textbooks, questions, spaced repetition, Anki flashcards, whatever you have to do to start learning that material before lecture. Then go to lecture and just listen, so you can relax a little bit more and not have to feel like your hand's going to be cramping by taking so many notes. And then that's your second pass, and then maybe a couple days out you revisit that same information. If you're putting it into Anki cards, then Anki is going to be doing that for you and making it a lot easier, because that information is going to be coming up at the exact right spaced intervals that you need to see it, and you guys know that's why I recommend it so highly. But if it's something that's not as much memorization but more application, like Orgo or something like that, then I want you writing out those reactions, doing practice questions, problem sets as much as you can. So that's what you're going to be doing for online classes. It's pretty similar to what you would be doing for in-person class as well, which is why I know it's hard at home with distractions, but I don't want to hear excuses for why you can't get a 4.0 this semester, because you absolutely can. You could get A's in your classes, and I want you to shoot to be the best student that you could be. If you fall a little bit short of that 4.0 semester, that's totally fine, but you should set high expectations for yourself, because that's only going to drive you to be better. All right, hope that helped. Just wanted to record a quick video on that, and if you have any questions, feel free to write it in the group, and I'll talk to you soon.